request to show my weekly menu book that I've been creating for my whole food plant-based lifestyle. I have for the last couple of months been working on a weekly recipe every week, and they are all posted at my Living Whole Food Plant-Based Facebook page if you guys are interested in the recipes. But the question was about the book that I made. I originally started out with one of the large happy planners. This is the 8.5 by 11 happy planner, and what I did was simply each week I would pick out 7 to 8 recipes, print them out, punch them, and then I would put them in a week and use the week's week pages as where the dividers were. And mostly because I bought this because I had to have it and I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and then it sat on the shelf and I thought, well, that's a good use for it. But then after I've gotten so many months in it, I realized I don't want it dated anymore, so I wanted to make my own book for it. So I started out in the large happy planner, and it made it really easy. You don't have to, you can write things down if you want, but I just used it as a weekly divider for each week's menus. But what I did was I made my own cover, and I found that if you use the, hold that up, the laminate 8.5 by 11 laminating sheets, you can make a cover that's almost the exact same size as this one. It's not quite as wide, but it's the same height. But it still works. And what I did to make the cover was I cut out the piece of paper that I wanted to fit the size that I wanted, and I laminated it once, centering the paper in the laminate. Then after I laminated it once, I cut the top off and put it into a second sheet of laminate so that it was exactly the same size all the way around the edges. So it was just, all it's going to do is just completely sandwich it. It's not going to seal at the edges. It doesn't need to, it seals to itself. And that gave me a heavy duty cover. And so it's not as heavy as these because this is a really heavy duty laminate. But the double thickness makes this really strong, and so that's how I made the cover of it. And I used up some of my 12 by 12 paper that I have hoarded forever, and all that I did is I cut a divider. So okay, so that was the cover, and I've got the large rings on it. Really? We have sound effects. Let's see here. You guys are all crooked. Why didn't you tell me you were crooked? Yeah, see, Benny was trying to tell me we were all crooked. Okay, so then I took a paper stack that I don't know, I didn't have another use for, and I cut the pages to 8 and 7/8 by 11 inches. That made them just a little bit wider than an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but not so wide that it didn't, they stick out from my cover. And so each week now has a decorative piece of paper dividing it, and so you can kind of see, let's see if I can do this here, that they're all separated now by the colors, okay? And then all that I did was, like I said, printed out 7 to 8 recipes. We usually do 7 to 8. We do 7 different meals for every day, and then 1 for my husband's lunch. And so, yeah, and then you just print them out and punch them and put them in here, and that's your week. And then you, at the end of the week, you have another divider, and you have more, the recipes, and it goes on and on. What I want to make for this is an index page that basically will have something along the lines of week 1, and then it'll list what recipes are in week 1. So if I want to just flip to, you know, I can count back. I could put tabs and stuff, but I'm not going to do that. But I could just count back to, you know, like week 5, I want to make the Mexican quinoa. So I liked this week of recipes, so this would be our next week's recipes. And then I could just move around the book if I wanted. So I still have to work on that. I'm going to just print that out and put that in the front of the book. So that is for my weekly menus. I have 22 weeks in here now, and that's the end of the book because it's pretty much filled it. And it works really good. It just sits up on my kitchen counter, and I like it because you can flip and move the pages around and stuff, and so that worked out really well. The other book that I'm working on is my I call it is kind of, I don't really have a name for it yet, but it's for those standard recipes that you make all the time, you know, like dressings and sauces and desserts. And, you know, I'm going to have a section in here for just Dale's lunches and stuff like that. So this is going to be, you know, I don't know what to call it yet. I had a word for it, but I cannot think of it for the life of me. It is just, it's right on the tip of my tongue. But anyways, what this book will be is just those standard things that you know, always flip back to all the time. It's not something you'd make during the week. It's something, you know, that you would make a dressing for a salad. We have lots of dressings in here. One of our favorite pasta salad dressings. The pasta salad is good, but the dressing tastes just like Catalina dressing, so I like to keep that in here. We have gravies and cheese sauces and Alfredo sauces and stuff like that. So there's a section for the sauces, and this one's still, as you can tell, kind of in the works. And then a section for desserts that we like, because, you know, everybody likes dessert. And then there's also staples. I knew I'd think of it. I have to write it down because, you know, I will forget. Staples. It's our staples recipe book. And so there's like recipes for how to make homemade tacos, and like this is one of my husband's favorite lunches, and different kinds of salads that just kind of fit in everywhere. Oh my God, sticky spicy sesame cauliflower wings. Best thing ever. They are so good. Lasagna soup, which is my absolute favorite. But anyways, you kind of get the idea that they're just staples. They're you know, how to make homemade kimchi, which if you like kimchi and you've never made it at home, it's so easy. Our favorite waffle recipe, things like that. Anyway, so that's going to be my staples book. I just have been making it out of these plastic dividers that I have. You can't punch these with the Happy Planner punch. You have to use a hole punch, which is really, the Happy Planner punch makes me really upset. You can only do like 2 sheets of paper at a time, and it's just, I wish I'd have bought the ARC. But anyways, I love the Happy Planner stuff though. But so that is my 2 current staples book and my weekly menus book. If you guys have any questions, be free to fill it in down below in the comment section. Great, thank you so much for everybody that's come over and followed my page and joined the Facebook group. It's so great to have you. There's a lot of food talk if you like food. But anyways, if you have more comments or anything like that, just leave them down below or pop over to the Facebook page. All the links will be down below. And yeah, if there's other videos that you'd like to see, leave those down below too. I'm always looking for suggestions. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!